Hello everyone, this is Don Evans for WatchReport.com, and today we will be doing a video review on the Borealis Seafarer. I'm going to give you the listed specs here real quick and the price, and then we'll get into talking about it. It is a 44mm case. It is 17mm thick. It has a lug-to-lug from here to here, the length of the watch of 56mm. It weighs unsized about 300 grams on the full bracelet. Sized for my 7.5 inch wrist, it comes in at about 262 grams, I believe. It is a 24mm wide lug and bracelet. It has a loomed ceramic bezel. And the price comes in at $355 USD plus shipping. I believe shipping's like $10 or $15. So you're just about, be about $370 with standard shipping. So let's take a closer look at the watch here. Now, right off the bat, this is kind of a combination like that I consider to be a combination homage. Because the case design of the watch is very reminiscent of a Rolex deep sea diver. So, you know, it's homaging the case and case and bracelet look here of a Rolex DSSD. But the dial is obviously a Tudor homage. Actually, the dial's not even a Tudor homage, really. The dial, for the most part, is Rolex dial, Rolex inspired as well. The hands are what you have the snowflake hands, which is, what you can find these color hands like on the Tudor Pelagos watch. So this is kind of a combination of both. With that said, as we take a look around the watch and as I talk about it, it is extremely well made, especially for the $355 price point. As I said, you have a Miyota 9015 automatic movement that is running this watch. The indices are all applied markers. Everything is coated. The hands and markers are coated with BGW9 Lume, which glows in ice blue. You can see the Lume shots on WatchReport.com and check that out for the full review as well. Go to the link in the description below. You have your white date wheel and cutout there at the 3 o'clock position. Dial's actually done very well. You can see the unsigned or unengraved stainless steel chapter ring. Now, I will say one thing, for whatever reason, because of that stainless steel chapter ring, and then you have the black dial insert, it does, for a large watch, it does appear, the dial does appear a little bit small. The case, the top of the case is all brushed, and that matches the bracelet. The bracelet is all brushed as well on the top. The sides of the case are all high polished, and so are the sides of the bracelet. Now, here's a, crown side here. One thing I just want to nitpick on, and again, it's just me nitpicking. I almost would have preferred if the crown, the top of the crown here had been brushed as opposed to high polished, because they left it unbranded. They didn't engrave it or anything. And that's the only part that comes off, looks a little generic. On this side of the case, you have your helium release valve. Apologies for the fingerprints. That's what happens with the high polish cases. Let's take it off the bracelet here real quick. $24mm wide bracelet. There's no taper to it. It uses single-sided screws, so the screw actually threads in to the other side of the link here. So very easy to size. I believe I took out about 4 links for my 7.5 inch wrist. You have your signed clasp, and it is a ratcheting extension clasp. So if you're not familiar with this type of clasp that's coming out on, I mean, past 2 years, many dive watch brands are using this kind of clasp. Basically what you do is once you get the watch size and then you put it on your wrist. Now this is obviously meant for a quick deploying system to a quick extension if you were to actually want to put this over a dive suit. But most people use it, you know, as a micro adjuster for sizing to the wrist. So let's say you get 3 links out for your wrist, but it's just a tad too tight. You know, you'll just pull it out a little bit to whatever length you want to go. Unless you push down on those buttons right here, it is locked in place. And you could adjust it wherever you want. The case back is of a mermaid, nicely engraved case back. So, what do I think of it? Well, personally, you know, this is definitely one of these bang for the buck type of watches, without a shadow of a doubt. At $355 to get a watch of this size, very nice stainless steel bracelet with the ratchet and clasp. You have your single-sided screws, as I said. You have a ceramic bezel that's loomed. Very nice dial. You know, again, I know it's a Rolex homage, but it's a very well done dial, very clean dial. When I say clean, I don't mean with writing or whatever like that. I mean, I can't really find a lot of imperfections on the dial or any misplaced indices or anything like that. A 90-15 automatic movement for $355. This is a really, yeah, this is definitely bang for your buck when it comes to watches out there these days. Now, my one and only complaint, or not, it's not a complaint, it's the way the watch is built. You can see here that the end links are very large, and they jet out, that piece jets out and then slopes down here into the bracelet. Well, what happens with that is, and we'll show it on the wrist here real quick. What happens with that is, again, my wrist is 7.5 inches. As you could see, I don't consider myself to have like a very small wrist or a large wrist, but I'm able to wear a lot of big watches. My wrist is somewhat flat, so I'm able to wear a lot of big watches and be able to pull them off. But as you can see here, because of the domed case back and then the way these end links jet out, it kind of jets out from the wrist a little bit more. Obviously, if you had a bigger wrist, probably wouldn't be as noticeable. So if you have 7 3/4 or 8 inch wrist, it wouldn't be as noticeable. But I wanted to show you, what I'm going to show you here is I'm going to put this on a strap. I'm going to put it on one of my own leather straps. And we're going to take a look at it. And this will be the first time that I'm doing it as well. I have not taken the bracelet off and put it on a leather strap. The lug holes on the inside seem to be pretty far back, so there shouldn't be too much gap here with the bracelet off and a strap on. So we're going to put it on a strap, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you what it looks like on the strap and what then it looks like on the wrist, and see if it doesn't bow out as much on the wrist. So I'll be right back, and we'll show you the wrist shot. Okay, here we are. We are back. I have put it on one of my own custom leather straps. Keep in mind, this strap is not included with the watch. It will come on the bracelet. Okay, but I did want to show what it would look like on a leather strap. Now, of course, you could put this like on a rubber strap or an isoframe strap. But I was right. The lugs, the lug pin holes are very close to the case. They're not like right at the end. So you really don't have a huge gap when putting it on a strap. Let me take it off my strap. Now, I just wanted to show that because for me, I am not a huge bracelet guy anymore. That's just my own personal preference. I am more of a leather strap guy, you know, custom leather strap guy. So for me, I definitely like the way this looks on the leather strap. Zoom the video down here. So again, this strap is not included, but I did want to show what it would look like on a custom strap. Personally, for me, I like it a lot, and it's much more wearable for me in terms of size and the way it fits on my wrist. But again, it comes with the, you know, standard with the bracelet. Of course, you can put it on anything you want. 90-15 automatic movement, sapphire crystal, ceramic loomed bezel, 24mm stainless steel bracelet with solid one-sided screws. I think, you know, $355, very hard to beat there in that price range. Definitely a bang for the buck watch. Please check out the full review on watchreport.com. Go to the link in the description. Leave a like or a comment here on YouTube. You could leave a comment over on watchreport.com as well. Thank you very much, and I will be coming at you with another video review next week. This has been Don Evans for watchreport.com.